She was
Share.
shot 7 times on the front porch of her home, and the person responsible has still not been arrested. At 1:54 a.m. on January 28th, Nevaeh Jones was standing on the front porch of her house in Wynne, Arkansas, when someone began shooting at her. Directly before this, Nevaeh had just arrived back at her house after making a quick trip to Harrisburg to pick up pizza for her and her mom. She sat in her car and listened to a song that was playing for a couple of minutes, gathered her stuff, and then went to go unlock the door to her house, which is what you saw in that clip. She said in a post that she put up about this on Facebook that at first she didn't even realize that she was being shot at. She thought maybe a branch had fallen or something until she turned around and saw what was going on. And then her instinct told her to fall to the ground and curl up in a little ball to protect herself. The man who was shooting at her then came up onto the porch and fired 15 more rounds, 7 of which struck Nevaeh in the head and legs. After this, he ran off into the night, and Nevaeh laid there and decided that it might be okay to try and get her mom's attention at that point in time, the whole time being mindful that he could come back at any second and finish off what he started or go after her family as well. Now, when police and EMS arrived, Nevaeh was in really bad shape, but she didn't lose consciousness the entire time, and she was transported to a trauma center where they discovered that she had been struck 7 times. She lost her eye, she had to have reconstructive surgery on her knee and her femur, and she's got life-altering injuries. Now, if you live in Arkansas like I do and you're wondering why you haven't heard about this, that's because there is 0 news coverage about it. Well, I say 0. Fox 33 out of Memphis has 2 articles up about it. The Arkansas Justice Project, however, has covered this diligently. If you don't follow them over on Facebook, I absolutely suggest that you do. And then Nevaeh and her family have been sharing about this online. But one thing that you won't see is posts from law enforcement asking for possible Ring doorbell footage or maybe eyewitnesses that saw something off on that night. That's not anywhere to be found. They've not put out any sort of sketch about what this man looks like, so he very well could be somebody that you're sitting next to in a restaurant or standing next to in line at Walmart. And I cannot even begin to imagine how nerve-wracking that must be for Nevaeh and her family, knowing that the person who tried to rob her bright future from her is still just wandering around out there in her community. And if that doesn't frustrate you enough, according to posts that were shared about this, they also failed to collect vital evidence in the form of shell casings. Those were picked up by Nevaeh's brother when he cleaned up her blood there on the porch. Nevaeh just graduated high school in May of 2023, and she's been attending classes at East Arkansas Community College, and she hopes to go on to be a nurse, and I have no doubt that she will very likely achieve that someday because she's a badass. But Nevaeh is also at the very beginning of what's going to be a really long road to recovery for her, and that's draining, physically, emotionally, and financially. There's a GoFundMe that's been set up for Nevaeh that I'm going to put in the flow page that's in my bio. I'll go ahead and put it in the comments of this video as well. If you're able to donate, please do so. And if you have any sort of information that could help the Wynne Police Department in putting this monster behind bars, you can call the phone number that's on the screen, or if you'd like to remain anonymous, you can send that information to the Arkansas Justice Project on Facebook, or you can send it to me in a message here on TikTok or at the email that's in my bio.